Hey guys, welcome to God's Unchained with the Professor. Alright, in today's video, we are going to be talking about tournament tips and tricks again. So in this video today, I will be sharing some more tournament gameplay that I participated in hopes of sharing some of my thoughts and approach in playing tournaments. Before we jump into that, I received some comments from my previous video, community members asking me how to participate in these tournaments. So the main thing you need to do is you need to join the Gods Unchained Discord. I will have a link in the description. Once you're in the Gods Unchained Discord, you want to go into the roles channel. And then once you're in the roles channel, you'll look for community events. You want to make sure you want to click on the emote right here to react to it. And what that does is it assigns you a attendee role. So that way, anytime there's events or tournaments, you'll get a notification. And then you can go into the community events channel, which is down here. Once you're in the community events channel, you'll be able to see announcements of tournaments that myself and other moderators on the GU team share with the community. So these are mostly community ran events where there's some decent prizes, and most of our tournaments are free. So make sure you sign up and participate in the tournaments as much as you can to get some experience and a chance to win some money. So again, real quick, go into the roles channel, react with the emote, click on this, and then you'll get the attendees role. Alright, talking about today's tournament, this is the FFF number 38. If you recall, in my previous tournament video, I participated in FFF 36. I skipped 37 because I didn't know it was occurring. I myself did not have the ping enabled. So in FFF 38 is very similar to the previous one. This one is free-to-play decks only again. You have to use only welcome and core cards, which most players have access to. Most of the tournament is best of one, meaning you play one match and the winner advances, the loser is eliminated. Once you get to the finals, you are playing a best of three. The best of three format is King of the Hill. King of the Hill means that the winner keeps the same deck and the loser has to change their deck and beat that deck. The first person to win 2 matches is the winner. So in this tournament, I was over here in the bottom bracket. I had a first round bye, played against Piker, moved over to Vampus, Kryton, and then Chuppy for the top 8 players here. And then I advanced to the final 4. Myself and Vloskill played for first place. Vloskill beat me 2-1, so he came in first and I came in second. So we're going to go ahead and go over some of the matches that I shared in this tournament and talk through some of the plays. Just real quick before we do that, I wanted to share some of the decks that we went over. So if you recall from the previous video of the tournament number 36, I had played mostly nature. In this tournament, I actually went with magic. So this is the magic list that I went through. It's 100% core and welcome set cards only. This magic deck is pretty much a control magic deck. You have your spell removals, Blizzard Bolt, Star Shard Bolt, Time Bomb, Tracking Bolt, Warm Breath. So lots of spell removals. You have some strong creatures like Stormstress, Ogre Archer, Aether Vanguard, Laylord Hatchling. You have a big creature with the Hylian Elite, and then you could metamorphosis some of your creatures to make them even stronger. The other deck that I used was my nature deck. This was the same one that I played last time. So I used it. I had a lot of experience using this deck from the previous tournament. And then the other deck that I played was my war deck, which is mostly a mid-range deck. It has a low curve, but also has a bit of top end with Grendel, Hylian Blademaster, Hector, and Hylian Elite. So in the first match here, you'll see this was the first time that I shared my match. This was towards the middle of the tournament. I was playing Kryton. So again, I initially played Magic most of the rounds. That's in contrast to the last tournament where I played nature most of the rounds. My opponent played nature here. So I went with the Mage Bolt God Power, and I'm just looking for early cards for removal here. I like Time Bomb and Tracking Bolt. I didn't want the Laylord Hatchling, so the Archer was also 5 mana, so I threw it away and I ended up getting Cram. I drew it anyway, so again, in this early format, I'm trying to avoid nature from getting an early lead on me, so I use my bag of tricks and get rid of his creature. Right here, I think I made a mistake. I should have just, well, I don't think a God Power would have helped there. I think what I should have done was actually Cram here. I should have God Power and Cram. However, my opponent made a mistake there. What he should have done was he should have attacked first. So let's go back here. Instead of me playing the 3-2 here, where he could trade and then I don't get the afterlife effect, I could have just played Cram here the previous turn and just drew some cards and wait for him to drop another creature. Because if he only has one creature on the board, the Time Bomb's afterlife is wasted. Lucky for me, my opponent made a mistake here. He was looking to make the trade anyway, however he summoned the creature first, so my afterlife was able to trigger. You can see my opponent realizes that, and he does no right here because he lost 2 health right there. So I end up cramming anyway the following turn and drawing our Star Shard Bolt here, which is a key card to get rid of this guy. So here I have some options here. I could Star Shard Bolt, God Power, or I could bag out the Archer. I think I decided to go with the Archer here. So Archer is a 3-3 that does 3 damage. I could get rid of the Wolf, and then 3-3 is pretty tough for the 2-3 to handle cleanly. So that's what I do there. So now it's hard. He won't get a clean trade. He's able to a Canopy Barrage there, which is a good play for him. So here, this card is not too strong because it does 1 damage, but these both have regen. And I'm not quite at 5 mana, so I can't play the Vanguard yet. So I'm trying to decide what to do here. So I decided to Star Shard Bolt and get rid of the Marshwalker there because it has 4 health. And I just used my God Power on the God Direct damage. Again, this has regen, so it's kind of a waste if I would have attacked here. So he played the Vexing Rascal. He got that from the Grove Summon. At the time, I was a little bit confused and didn't really see that. So I think towards this turn right here, I went back a little bit. Towards this turn, he played Grove Summon. And that had confused me a little bit, so I was wondering where this creature came from. So I played another Ogre Archer and killed the 2-3 Spring Bloom Hunter. And now we're left with a 1-3 and a 3-3. He uses Faithflame Blade. He decides to God Power and hit me twice. That's a good use of the Faithflame, and he drops the Rune of Strength on this guy. So here I get a good top deck of the Blizzard Bolt along with my spell boost, able to clear that out cleanly, and also have enough favor to get the Trapper to take 1 durability off his relic. So here I was wondering where this came from because it's a core and welcome set tournament only. Then I realized that it came from the Grove Summons. So yeah, that's where it came from, the Grove Summon. So he decides to hunt, which is not bad for me because those were only 2 1-mana creatures and he used a 6-mana spell. So now I'm trying to take tempo now that he has an empty board. I'm trying to be aggressive here and take control. He uses a Lightning Bolt on my 4-4, which is fine. He drops a pretty big creature here, but I ping it and just have the Star Shard Bolt that I've been saving. So easy clear there for me. He drops a Stag. Here I'm getting worried, right? Because he's running out of cards, but now the Stag's going to enable him to draw an extra card or generate an extra card, which he did. So I'm trying to figure out how to kill the Stag here. He drops a board that's very nice to Crystal Rain. However, he does put a extra health here, but I get a lucky top deck getting the spell boost. And so now I Crystal Rain here, and then I clear his board. I moved the Inferno towards the back when that 4C came up, and the reason for that is because I had just done a board clear. So, and he had not that much cards left, so I didn't figure that he'd be able to fill his board out really quickly. So I opted to get rid of the board clear and look for either single target spells or big creatures. Alright, so he drops the giant, but I have Ratify ready. So I just get rid of the giant. I ping it. So we're looking fairly even, except I think I have the lead here because he has only about a couple cards left while I still have 4. Alright, he drops a briar to get rid of my weapon. However, I'm able to clear it with the Vanguard. Again, no point in pinging the regen creature, so I go face. He uses a lightning strike on my 4/4, so now he's used both lightning strikes. This is looking good for me. Looks like an easy clear for my Crystal Rain here. Yep, that's what I go with. I was also considering the other options, but I think Crystal Rain was the cleanest there. And again, I don't think he's able to go white again, so I got rid of the Inferno. So I do a full clear, and now I'm just waiting. He's running out of resources, and I'm just waiting for my turn for me to be the aggressor. Looks like he passed right there, which is perfect for me. So I think here I think I summon a creature here to keep the pressure on. So I was checking to see if he's used up all his removals. I think I noticed he only had one canopy barrage, so I dropped the 3/3 and do some face damage. All right, he got this from his, I believe his stag maybe. So easy clear for me. I was able to use the archer from the sanctum, and now I've taken board control here. All right, he does the wildfire, but it's not too scary here. I have 2 worm breath, so I could easily take care of it. Oh, actually I had lethal, so I just went lethal there. All right, so that's that first match. So that was myself and Crichton down at the bottom here. Um, since I had just streamed and showed my match with Crichton, the organizer, F2W Razian, asked me to stream my next match again. Knowing that I had just streamed my match, I didn't want to play Magic again just because if my opponent was watching that stream, then he knows I'd be playing Magic. So what I did was I actually switched decks here. I brought back our favorite, the nature deck. So I brought back our nature deck. So he played light. Not sure if he played light because he was expecting me to play Magic, but I switched anyway just in case. So I'm going first against light, which is very good for me. I look for a really low curve to come out really aggressive. Right here, I opted not to do, so I had options here, right? I could have done turn 1, bag out the Jaguar, or turn 1, bag of tricks and do 2/1/1s. However, I saw that I had a angry hippo in hand, so I wanted to maintain the bag for the flexibility of being able to use the angry hippo if I needed to. So I didn't look for a really fast start there, just a regular start. So I got lucky here, right? So if I would have played the Jaguar, it would have been an even trade. But because I saved my bag of tricks, I was able to top deck my Staff of Roots, which I run 2 copies of. So the Staff of Roots kills the devoted follower easily here. So here I take the lead right away. So now I'm in pretty good position, and my opponent is on the defensive. So now I'm able to go wide, clear his board, and while adding 2 more creatures to my board. So here I get a lucky top deck again with lightning strike, so I just use it. So basically against light, I'm just trying to make sure he has no board. I have a big turn coming up on turn 5. I have 2 options here. And right now he's feeling like he's behind, right? So he's probably just going to God Power here, I believe, because 4 is an awkward turn. So he ends up using his smite there, which is a waste, right? So he knew turn 5 was coming. I don't think he had a better play. He didn't want to summon a 2/2. So, but he knew a turn 5 was coming, and usually nature on turn 5 have fairly big creatures, so he could just save the smite. Um, so I dropped the big hippo first because I didn't quite need the health or the card yet for the Minotaur, so I'm kind of holding it back. I try to trade here, I miss, but that's okay. So I just go face anyway and drop the Minotaur, I believe. Yeah, because this one looks like it's an even trade here. Yeah, I played the Minotaur anyway. So, so he has a spell buff, keeps this guy alive. I'm looking at my options here. I was thinking I could do a trade, but he does a heal right here, which is great for him. Keeps it out of range. So now I decide to just throw a front line to keep the Porphyrion away from my other creatures. What that does is he attacks it, but he'll be back down to 6/1, which I can then probably handle later on. I have a couple ways. I have the God Power, I have the Shapeshifter, I have the Sanctum. So here, this is what I do. I clear Porphyrion here. I make that my target. Clear that, ping it away. Try to make the trade here. I gain an extra mana from the wolf. I drop my 1/1. Sorry, my 1 mana 1/3, and now I have a full board again. Turn 6, he's looking to drop an Asterius, but he has nothing to drop really. I get the Juggernaut from my Minotaur. I just keep maintaining and clearing his board, um, chipping him down slowly. With a clear board, Slight just really struggles. And I think that's it. So he does a pretty good turn here, right? So he has 9 health left. Um, I have lethal on the board if my confused creatures hit. So if my Juggernaut has to hit for 6, or um, my Wolf here, Managarma, needs to hit there as well. So I have lethal on the board, but I also have confused creatures. So I'm trying to figure out a way to guarantee that I get lethal this turn and I win it this turn. I don't want to give him an extra turn to make a comeback, so I'm trying to figure out a way to win the turn here. So I'm weighing my options, trying to figure out how to minimize his board. Minimizing his board allows me a chance to land my confused attacks. So I believe I buy the Rune of Fire, and then I just decide, okay, let's see where this one goes. It went face, so since it went face, then I didn't need to worry about all the other confused creatures. So with that win, I was able to advance to the final 4 now. So I was the first person to advance, waiting on the winner of Vloskill and Hyper Ninja. So just to speed it up, Vloskill ended up winning, and so Vloskill and I were playing for first place. Winner gets first place, second loser gets second place. So in this format now, it's if you remember, this is now a best out of 3 with King of the Hill. So no, I played Vloskill before and I know about him, so I was expecting him to play a control deck. So given that my experience says he might play a control deck, I decided to start with War. So I had not played War yet this whole tournament. I played Magic, I played Nature, then I decided to go with War. So these matches are shared from Vloskill's perspective. So I went second here. He ended up going with Deception. Looks like a controlled Deception since he's drawing his Wither Fingers. I had a good start with 2 Hogs and a Blade of Sticks. He had a relic removal ready for me. However, I was able to maintain the board pressure here. You can see he has some pretty good control cards, right? So he was able to start off with a Vanguard Axewoman. He was able to destroy my relic. He has an Umber Arrow to start clearing my board. And you can see that we're already at 4 mana, but he has a 4, a 5, and a couple of 7s ready for me already. So he's thinking about trying to empty my board here. So that was actually a bad turn for me. I had to draw a card. And then I think, do I just got power here? No, okay, I was able to draw a Axwoman, but you see I wasted 1 mana. So he draws more front lines here. Um, and he clears my board. Here I was able to get a my relic along with creatures. He clears my board, so he's really stalling just to get to turn 7. That's what he's doing here. So I'm loading my board again. I'm going to attack and give it protected. I want to make it harder for him to get rid of. He drops an 8/8 front line here. So that's a pretty big creature for me to try to handle here. I was able to get my Grendel out, and then I decided to just use the protected to chip away at it. So now we're at turn 6. He's getting rid of my Grendel. He's getting rid of my protected. Next is turn 7. So he's looking to drop his big creatures here now. I'm trying to rush him down. He's already at 8. I'm dropping creatures to protected. He puts my creatures to sleep here. I was having connection issues, so I got disconnected. Alright, so I was able to, I had the Blade of Sticks ready, so I'm just trying to attack and squeeze as much damage in, and he just concedes because he has no heal, even though he has uh, burn and other stalls like front lines. He wasn't going to be able to stop my God Power. So game 1, I ended up winning game 1. That was a good call for me, taking war against his possible control deck, which would end up being Control Deception. So King of the Hill, I'm not able to change my deck, so he queues in a counter. He plays Nature, which beats my which is favored over my war deck. So his Nature probably has high health creatures and front lines. So you can see he has a good starting hand here. Black Jaguar right away. I drew a shield. So he's getting ready. He's got 2 creatures and his relic. I hit there. I try to give it protected, although you can see that he does have weapon and God Power here, so he can clear me easily here. God Power, and then he passes it back to me. At this point, going second, or did I go first? No, I think I went second here, and I'm already, I'm not where I want to be going to turn 4. So he's clearing my board pretty easily here, and he clears my relic from the with the Sanctum play there. So again, I told you he was able to queue in and basically come up with a favorable matchup for himself, which he did. So I think he decides to reload his Faithful Blade here, get a new one with force durability. I'm just trying to go face, but look at him. He's still at 29. It's already turn 6. He's dropping his big creatures. At this point, I pretty much knew that I was done for here. So I'm trying to go wide, just going face, trying to maintain the pressure. So this giant has overkill, which means that he's able to do spillover damage to all my other creatures. He drops a wildfire to get rid of my protected. He has 8 attack. Lucky for me, he missed and went face. Otherwise, he could have cleared my board. But however, at this point, it doesn't matter. I have no way of dealing with his 8/9. I think I need to use a lot of resources to try to kill that. And he's nowhere near lethal, so I need to try to go face, but so I'm just trying to hang on here, see if I can get a big hit. So his giant clears everything. Yeah, at this point, he could even buy the front line here, which he does, and we're not looking good here. So I'm trying to click. I'm trying to think about to clear this giant here, which I do with the Hector. But again, didn't really accomplish much. He still has two creatures on the board. Still able to buff up and drop some damage on me. So I just pretty much concede there. So now it's 1-1. Again, it's King of the Hill, so he can't change decks now. So it was very favorable in King of the Hill to win the first game because you're able to come up with a counter play for the third game. So knowing that he's playing nature, I go with magic, right? So we've been playing magic all tournament long. We're looking pretty good. This magic deck usually could handle nature pretty well. Um, so I'm feeling pretty good here in game three because I know he can't change out of nature. So here we go. We're queuing into game three. I'm playing magic. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going first. Looks like he had a bad start, but it looks like he was able to mulligan into something better. He now has very low cost cards to start with. So I passed the first turn again because I'm just trying to save my bag of tricks and also get to a higher mana level. He's really good here. He places Fame Blade really aggressively there. That was a good move on his part. Hits the regen, but then the creature with the regen, so he's just able to regen the damage back. So here I'm trying to figure out how I want to clear his board. I decided to just drop a 4/4. However, didn't realize that he had a spell to handle my 4/4 there. My plan was to use the 4/4 to clear off some creatures. So was a little bit surprised that, well, not really surprised. I guess I was a little bit disappointed that he had removal in his hand, which basically messed up my plan there. So again, I'm just trying to control his board here. I'm making sure his board doesn't run away and get too wide um, because it'll be harder for me to clear it off. So I think he throws away the hunt. He doesn't need the hunt here because he knows I'm not going wide. So here I just got power here and clear his Jaguar off. So it was almost a full clear, except I left a little beetle there. He drops his blade fly. He's saving his mana pip for the green giant. Against magic, the bigger creatures you put out, the harder it is. So he does save his mana pip, mana bag of tricks for his green giant there. I think I had Ratify in hand here. I did, so I ratified his giant. However, that was my whole turn, right? He still had other creatures on the board, so he's putting me very close down. I'm down to 12 life. This was a good play for me, clearing up his board. Again, I'm just trying to maintain his board, trying to make sure he doesn't run away. This is a good play right here. He does a wildfire here, which puts this out of. So I had Inferno in hand, which does 5 damage. This wildfire puts it right out of range. It puts it at 6 health. So he basically nullified my Inferno here. So this was a good play by Flaw's kill. Some people try to be greedy with a wildfire to kill a creature or buff up more creatures, but in this case, he played it smartly and protected his 4/5, making it a 5/6. So here I'm just trying to draw a card. Not really sure what other answers I have. I'm looking for a front line or something like that. But I didn't know that you already had a lightning strike in hand anyway. So I don't remember. Does he play the lightning strike here? Yeah, he does. He gets rid of my 3/3 and he continues adding pressure by going wide. So here, if I had a front line, I'd be looking good, but I don't think I did. So I had my Inferno. That was the one that he played against the last time. However, he drops a 10-10, which he got from the Veil Warden Minotaur, and I just cannot handle a 10-10 anymore. I cleared his Giant. I took some damage, but finally cleared his Minotaur. But the Afterlife effect of giving a 7 mana card and getting the 10-10, I just did not have an answer for that one. So that being down to 2 health, facing a 10-10 creature, that's just pretty much it. So I think I just pass here. I'm trying to think of if I had other plays and I didn't, so I just give up. All right, so just real quick, I think especially that last game, Vlodskill did a good job. I felt I was favored coming into the matchup with Magic. However, Vlodskill did a good job of maintaining his board, um, adding pressure, continuous pressure on my health points, and also making some smart plays by playing around my spell removals. So my second time playing in the FFF tournament, um, came in second the first time, came in second the second time. I am happy that I made it to the top 4 both times, um, but looking to take first place next time. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions.